evening, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us here for the Cookout podcast, 7:38 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, as always on Tuesday nights. Thank you for joining us. It is me, ALW. I am waiting for someone. Someone should be here soon. I expect CM any minute and Anika a little later, because CM is our resident clown of the week. Um, she hosts the Clown of the Week segment. We'll wait for her to get here. In the meantime, I'll do a little bit of housekeeping. You are here with us on the Workhorse Wrestling Network YouTube channel. Give us hit that subscribe button. Give us a like on this video. It helps a lot. Hit that bell on the YouTube channel. That will make sure you're notified every time we put something live on the YouTube channel. If you're with us on Twitch, we appreciate you watching over there. Give us a follow over there. Unfortunately, we can't see any comments in Twitch over here on Restream, but if you come to YouTube, we can see them over there. So if you want to chat with us, come to the YouTube channel and chat in the live stream. Love to hear what's up from you. Hey, Dolores, what's up? How are you? I know you had a busy WWE weekend. Dolores hosted all the WWE shows. What was that? Saturday night's main event, Evolution, and then almost positive there was another one. What was it? I forget what it was, but I'm sure there was a third show this weekend. So she was busy, busy, busy. Go over, check out her channel. Dolores, post your YouTube channel information in the chat here for everybody, so they can come over and check out your wonderful channel. She's just a pink girl living in a pink world. So go over there and check all that out. She loves to play fun games, has all sorts of stuff, a variety of stuff going on her channel, from wrestling to all sorts of stuff, arts and crafts and games, and it's always a fun time over there. So go over there and check that out. She is our fearless producer in the back. Every graphic you see, any I don't know, little funny whatever we put up, anything like that, Dolores has done that, all the intros, outros. So thank you very much, Dolores, for always keeping a Workhorse Wrestling Network on point as far as graphics and background and all that kind of stuff goes. She sets up all our restreams for all of our streams for the week on Restream. I'll learn to talk eventually, I promise. Oh, perfect. Here we go. So there we go. So she heard it and she posted it. So there is Dolores's. That's the link to Dolores's YouTube channel. Go over there, subscribe, check everything out. She's got a ton of great stuff going on over there. It's a great channel. So, yeah, thank you. We love you too so much. Yeah, so it was a very busy, busy, busy wrestling weekend. There was All Out 2025 AEW, which is what I'm going to talk about, hopefully with someone else soon. But at minimum, I guess I'll run through the card quickly, and whatever it is, what it is. But and then there was a lot of WWE. At the moment, I've decided to take a stand, and I'm not watching AEW. Well, not AEW. Not watching WWE at the moment. So I did not watch any WWE content this weekend, but I did see a couple little things. So I am aware that Gunther retained, thankfully. It does sound like Goldberg is retiring, finally, thankfully. Something about it being his last match. So that's always good. It should have been his last match 10 years ago, or I don't know, whatever. But, is what it is. Aha. Finally, someone coming in, so you don't have to just listen to ALW drone on and on. We have CM with us. Hola.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So I was just kind of talking to waste time. I was just mentioning that even though I didn't watch any WWE content, I did see that Gunther retained his title, thankfully, and that Goldberg was saying goodbye, and that was indeed going to be his last match. And I was saying that it should have been 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but it is what it is, and then you showed up. So I don't know if you
Should
want
have
to say anything at
been.
all about. I know you don't watch WWE either, but I also know you know what. You keep your finger on the pulse just to know what's going on a little bit. So if there's anything you want to say about Saturday night's main event or
Well, it
Evolution, I
goes
heard
into.
Evolution was really good actually.
Yeah, it goes. So Saturday night's main event and Goldberg kind of go into my clown of the week.
Okay.
So yeah. Um.
Laura says, I'm tired. I had to watch a million shows. And then she says, see, plants are in the house.
Hey, hey, hey. And yeah, better you than us, cause no. Clowns
Uh,
of the week. Let's hop
yes,
into
clown
that.
of the week. Let's get to it.
Of course, and forever and always, Phil. One of these days, Phil. One of these days, you won't be clown of the week, but it won't be this week. Um, we go into the bigger clown of the week, and that is actually Bill Goldberg,
Oh,
because this man said, "Oh, I laughed during Saturday Night Main Event when Gunther chopped me because I thought it was going to be harder."
okay.
And I am just, it's almost like he wants somebody to beat him up. It's almost like he wants somebody to hurt him. And I think they should just let Bret Hart do it.
Yeah, I mean, with his health, I don't know if Bret Hart could do it at this point, but I mean, I'd probably still bet money on Bret Hart even after the stroke. But I mean, I just don't know, like if he can physically do it now.
Bret
10 years
Hart
ago,
is
yes, no
so
doubt. But
fused, but he is so fueled by hate and rage of Bill Goldberg that I
yeah, he
think
is.
he can do it. I just, why would you want Gunther to chop you like he would chop everybody else? Where does
Yeah, I
that
mean, I
make
don't.
sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly Goldberg is one of those guys that thrives on that whole, I'm the uber tough guy, right? And so it buys into that, it feeds into that. I don't know if that's a kayfabe response or if he's really saying he does, if he really is
No,
implying that he didn't think that Gunther chops as hard as he
he
does.
said it.
Either way,
He
you
said
know,
it in an interview with Ariel Hawani and was like, "Yeah, um, I thought that I was going to be chopped harder because I thought Gunther chopped super hard. I heard he chopped super hard, and then when he chopped me, it was like those punches that those work punches that look like they're really hard, but they're not." And
I
it's
mean,
like, Bill, if you
yeah.
want this man to really hit you like he hits everybody else, you should have told Triple H to let him hit you. I am pretty sure Gunther would have done it on the strength of Bret Hart.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, again, I don't, it's hard for me to comment because I don't know what's going on. I don't know these guys in real life. I know that, let me, I want to say this in a way that doesn't sound too odd. Like, there aren't a lot of soft men playing professional football, and Bill Goldberg was an NFL football player. I'm not saying he's a super tough guy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he has some chip to him as far as being, whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know who's a real tough guy and who isn't. I don't know. Just because he says it in an interview with Ariel Hawani doesn't mean he's not still,
Well, he
Kate.
laughed during Saturday Night's Main Event. Like, you saw him laughing, like real laughter.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's all. I mean, who knows? I mean, I've laughed off stuff that hurt too before because I wasn't about to admit to anybody that it actually hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um,
But
that's
here's
not
the
something
thing:
that I think is impossible to do.
everybody
Um,
expects Gunther's chops to hurt. I think the only person I've heard say that Gunther's chops don't hurt is like Penta.
Dolores says Gunther did chop him super hard. My man flinched before he laughed. His heart skipped a beat. So, yeah,
It didn't skip
again,
enough. It did not skip
skip it
enough
up.
because to me, if you were trying to go out in the business and be respectful, I personally would not have said that, especially when your competition is still involved in wrestling and still is elevating in wrestling. Saying something like that could potentially derail someone's push because, and we've seen it happen in wrestling. Any little thing can derail someone's push. Again, just let Bret Hart be mad at him and just let him go. I think Bret could take him. I really do. Stroking off. I
I love
am 90
I love
percent.
Brett, but he's a little bit of a clown of a week for me, just because I feel like all he does is hang around just to talk. It's fun. It's like sometimes it comes off as
Uh We will not disrespect Bret Hart on this here podcast. That is what we will not do. We will not disrespect the name of Bret Hart, who loved us all.
I am a big Bret Hart fan. He's at the top of my list of favorites of all time. I'm just saying the 2025 Bret Hart, or like the last 5 year Bret Hart, just comes across a little bitter and I don't know,
He
disgruntled. Not
he has a
be
reason to be. He
to
has
be
a
in
reason.
many respects. I'm not saying it's never
He
right to
has a
be.
reason.
I don't know. I would just hope for more from him a little bit. But and I'm petty
If
too, so I get it.
hold
I
on,
mean,
hold on. If my life was dedicated, my life and my brother's life was dedicated. My whole family's life was dedicated to wrestling, to sport professional wrestling. And then some goofball who has no respect for the business comes in and ruins my life,
yeah,
and then just craps on business every time he speaks. Yeah, F him.
I agree. I don't know. I mean, I have no problem with any of Brett's beefs. I just sometimes it just comes a little bit. It just comes off a little bit, in my opinion, kind of like get off my lawn guy a little bit, which I just fine. But
Bret Hart can do 2025.
Bret Hart can do whatever he wants to do. Dolores says he went out without a concussion or hurting the other wrestler. Plus, he didn't headbutt the door. CM
That's
dedicated to,
bad.
to hating on CM Punk like Bret hates Goldberg. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So first thing is that the fact that that's the threshold for Goldberg. No concussion, no hurting the other wrestler, and not headbutting the door, and that's the success. That tells you just how much that man sucks. And I do not hate CM Punk. I strongly dislike Philip Brooks. I do not like when people are hypocrites and don't make the disrespect as loud, don't make the apology as loud as the disrespect. And then, in order to air their grievances, use someone they plant in the audience in order to air their grievance or make a fake apology. I can't. I can't. If
I
I'm
hear
gonna
you.
talk shit, I'm gonna talk shit. I will talk shit to somebody's face. I will go to these shows and talk shit. I cannot get down with somebody who will say one thing on Twitter and then when the money is right, say something else. Although I will say someone on Reddit said something that was very interesting to me, and they were like, they greatly enjoy the fact that Triple H is breaking down Phil's legacy and humbling him in a way that no one else did before. And again, I say, Phil, it should have been your sign that you were not meant to go back to that company when Vince would not let you come back. You should not have come back after Paul took over because we all know that man is petty. That man is super petty. And the way you going out now is real sad. It's Funny to me. Sad for you and your fans. Hey, Dolores.
Well, if Goldberg was the man, he convinced me to think I could headbutt a door, which was a horrible decision.
Dolores. Dolores. Look at the back of your hand and tell me where you thought that was a good idea. Now flip to the palm of your hand. Back palm. Back palm. And tell me which part of your hand decided that was a good idea. The back or the palm? Because headbutting a door,
Yeah.
Dolores. A damn door. A door. Girl, it's
More
a door.
clowns, or is that it?
Let's see. Naomi won and people got upset, which was funny. The usual political people, although that's also kind of funny. Sad, traumatizing, but funny. Um,
Why did Rebecca say no?
I have no idea.
Oh, no more clowns of the week.
I think,
I'm not sure why she said no, but
I think, let's see. I think that's everybody. I do want to give a shout out to whoever is bringing Tony Khan happiness in whatever form it is, as long as it's consensual. Um, Thank you. Please continue because you're helping him focus, and we appreciate that.
I said for what? I'm not sure what the no whether for what or for, but has Dolores headbutt
Oh,
the door
probably
out?
Naomi. Yeah,
Dolores says, if I believe I could fly, I also believe that was Goldberg. Crazy. That's
Dolores,
doing
you
way
know
too
there
much.
are things.
Oh,
You know. Oh yeah, I do have another clown of the week. I do have another clown of the week. It's not wrestling related.
Dolores now,
It's
right?
for you people who ruined my Love Island experience. You knew Iris and Pepe weren't real, and you still voted them over Shelly and Ace. And then all you people complaining about Chris leaving Huda. Oh, he could have carried her. For what? For what? She literally said, "Oh, I think we should break up." And he was like, "Peace." And then she's all like, "Well, can you carry me?" For what, girl? ALW, I have a question for you because you a dude.
Swear.
So, if you get with a girl who everybody tells you she crazy as hell, but you get with her, you like her, y'all are vibing, y'all know y'all doing your thing at night, but in the daytime, she shows you no PDA, she picks little arguments with you, she disrespects you, and she just treats you as if you are, manly. Would you want to be with her? Okay, what if you
Absolutely
had
not.
the chance to potentially win between 50,000 and $100,000?
I don't want to
Would it
be
be
with
worth
her
it?
then.
Just to get the money, just to get through the money.
How long do I have to put up with it for just to get the money?
At that time, he only had like one more night to go. Well, no, because everybody had voted, so you didn't really have to be with her, but you stood a chance of getting the 50,000 if she picked the envelope with $100,000 and she split it with you. You would get the 50,000 then. Or if
Probably
you
endure it for
picked the
another
envelope
night or
with a hundred
two. I mean, if
thousand.
it's another night or two, I could probably endure it for a
Okay.
chance of $50,000.
So this couple on Love Island,
Yeah.
the girl was toxic. Like she was a crash out queen. It was so bad that the first dude she had coupled up with had the look on his face like, "Help me, I am trapped." And she changes. but she doesn't really. She gets a new dude. New dude
Right.
wants to be with her in the daylight, not just at night, but in the daylight.
Right. Right.
But she spins it as him trying to be controlling and manipulative and this and that. And he's like, I just, why can't we have PDA? Well, I don't want to do that. But why do you want to, bang at night if you don't want to have PDA during the day? And she
Right.
was just like, well, I don't want to. Okay. So it's the last night before the end of the show, and they have date night. Um, he basically hits her with the idea of it's not you, it's me, but he doesn't like say it. So she thinks that she's dumping him, when in all actuality, he been doing and he checked out.
Mm.
They are, those like pools where you're kind of like floating while you eat or whatever for whatever reason, because people think that's
Or
romantic or whatever. That's where they're at. He leaves and comes back, and she's like, "Well, can you carry me?" And he's like, "No." And she gets upset. She cries and she walks away. They placed third out of four couples. If they had won, they had two envelopes. One that has nothing, one that has $100,000. Whoever picks the envelope with $100,000 has the option of splitting the money or taking all the money. Most of us with sense were hoping that he had the envelope with the money, and if he chose to give her money, it would be because of her kid. But otherwise, just jump off with the money. Or if she got the envelope, take the money and spend it on the kid. But yeah, Crash Out Queen was upset that somebody wanted to actually be with her in the daylight.
right.
And yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Love Island. Love Island, man. Love Island. It's a fascinating
Or it
thing.
says, "See him, you look like a ghost."
I don't know what's going on with my lighting. I'll be quite honest with you. I am beyond ready to leave this house.
You say crazy woman got. Oh, okay, I don't even know the emojis. I cannot see those emojis. So
That is
many.
a cat.
Is that,
Those are
is that
cats. Those are cats.
what's before the cat though?
It's a cat and a cat with a hard eyes.
Oh, okay.
Crazy
Okay.
ladies have great meow. And no, apparently not, because she crashing out over him and he ain't crashing out over her. So, and he won't trying to, like, neither one of them were really fighting to keep it. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair amount of money to just kind of be like, "Nah, I'm good" at the last minute, especially if you go on most of the show, like enduring it. Like, yeah. But
It wasn't really most of
sometimes,
the
right?
show. It wasn't most of the show, but it was just like this dude. All he really wanted was for you to be with him in the day and not like play mind games.
Right. And
Because
was it because she was embarrassed by him? Like she didn't want to like,
she said
or she
that
just
she
is a
didn't
bitch?
want. She said that she didn't want the villa to judge her and say she was moving too fast, even though everybody in the villa was like, "We overviewing this first boy. You need to start talking to somebody else." And it's like, well, you still were moving fast because you were banging this dude. So like, how are you not moving fast by not having PDA with him when everybody knows that y'all
Right?
are bumping and grinding in the nighttime? Like, make that make sense. So yeah,
See,
love
Dolores
Island.
says, "I am the crash out queen. As long as it's good, you will never be alone."
Well, she alone. As pretty as she is, she needs to get some therapy on it, because as a
Oh
mom,
no!
it's not cool to be crashing out over stupid stuff that could have been avoided. Like, constantly picking arguments is not a good thing in a healthy relationship. And if you're trying to build a healthy relationship, you shouldn't be picking arguments every 2 seconds over nothing.
No doubt.
especially on a
100%.
freaking love
100%.
reality show.
Yeah.
Go for the
All
money, go
right.
for the
So,
liquor, go for food. But
so
all
Phil,
in,
oh yeah, all in. Yep, all in,
Phil
all in,
Goldberg
all in.
and the people who
Phil
screwed up my
Goldberg and
Love
people
Island
about it
accounts.
that don't want to be seen with people during the day.
So dumb.
Let
So
me ask you a legitimate question. Let me ask you a legitimate
what's up?
question. Have you ever
I'm able
hooked
to
up with
answer.
someone?
So what?
Have you ever hooked up with someone and then been like, yeah, maybe I told my chick I said it. Said at night here, like not even a second time thing. Like, ooh, I was a little drunker than I thought I was. Yeah.
So here's the thing. My family is a bit too fertile for me to have been out here dipping into it. So no, I did not hook up with anybody that I regretted because I was careful about those things because I was not trying to have kids by any random person. Because I did not want to get stuck with somebody's baby and then have to be tied to them for life. Like that's how I always looked at things. Like, could I be with this person for longer than it would take me to get bored? And I would get bored in relationships when I was younger very quickly. So the answer was always no. Therefore, I didn't do it. And the times that I did do it, it was people that were that could entertain me. And then I got married. So it just it's when you come from a fertile family, you learn early. No,
Laura says that tells you trash. I feel sorry for that woman that goes to the OBGYN man.
hey, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
judge anybody's vagina. It ain't mine, so I ain't got to worry about it.
He said, I ain't the moment of itself, the more that it butt to the relationship.
See, see, baby, that's why you start off in the daylight. You never talk to nobody that you meet at the club or at a party until you have met them in the daylight. And you meet them in the daylight in a public place. That way, you could always go somewhere and get good food or leave them in a crowd.
She said a monkey. I got ran the first time she seen him in the daytime. All right, all in 2025. The
Hold
show that
on.
was
Did
felt
you?
like it
No, you
never
didn't answer your own
ended.
question.
Well,
You didn't answer your own question there, sir.
I didn't.
Have
What was the
you
question? Have I what?
hooked up with somebody that you regretted?
Oh, yeah, definitely, no doubt about it. Sure. No doubt about that. There's a few regrets. I wouldn't say regrets. That's not fair. There's a few that like, let's just say I wasn't thinking uh, rationally at the time. Let's just put it that way. Men are very easily blinded by a little temptation, right? So, um, yeah. I mean, there have been a few times that I've done things that I was like afterwards. I was like, ooh, yeah. Um, but like, I think that there were women that may have been potentially wanting something a little bit more from me than I was willing to give or wanted from them, even though we had already been intimate. But again, I mean, yes, I would say so. Yes, but it's been a long time because I've been married for 25 years. So, It was a long, long time ago. That just tells you how old I actually am. Wow. Um,
You've been married almost my whole life.
yeah.
Let me, let me rub the salt in of you being old a little bit more. Let me do that.
Crazy. Oh man. And you're the older one of the other three on here.
No,
Yeah.
Anika's older than me.
Oh, is she? I thought you were older than
Yep.
Anika.
Nope, I'm 34.
Okay. Let's see. Have you ever, after marriage, woke up and say, no, not that motherfucker? Well, definitely not me. It wasn't me because I've been married 25 years. So I wake up happy every morning. I can't lie. I mean, that would imply that everything's perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But at the same time, 25 years later, I've been the happiest 25 years of my life. So I couldn't ask
I'm
for a
gonna
better
say
partner or
this.
better wife.
Most of the time when I wake up and be like, damn, I
You
really
wake up
don't.
what?
I wake up like, damn, what I got 3 kids that were just like him. Like, what the fuck, man? It was that did I even was I there? How did this go? How did this go? Um, 91, 91. I think you got me by the year, not the month. But yes, I I legit look at my kids and I'm like,
No, I feel
I
the same way.
remember being there, but was I there? Cause where am I?
But all in. How do you want to approach all in? Do you
I
want
guess we could
to
just talk about our favorite matches.
okie dokie? I
Yeah,
know Anika was
see,
gonna try to come in maybe around 8:30 or 11:30, so maybe she'll come in and catch the end of it. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. What do you think overall of the show? Just give me your overall score of the show or grade of the show to start
okay.
with. What do you think of it just
I
as a whole?
I give it a 9.5, and
You said
it's just because
9.5.
yes,
Wow.
I think that is just because I would have liked to have seen. See, I want to say shorter matches, but the matches, if they were shorter, I don't know if they would have hit as much. I give it a 9.5 because it has room to grow. I don't know where it could
I
grow,
mean,
but I'm pretty sure there's places it could. Hold on. I also give it 9.5 because it kept the boom people or the Costco guys, it kept them from doing their entrance too long. So therefore it's a 9.5 automatically.
so Anika said, "Dang, fine. I guess you're right. She is older than you." Uh, and Laura says, "I'm not a parent, but no children, but age. I'm old as heck." And Anika's giving it a solid 8. That's what I was going to give it. I gave it an 8. That's what I'm giving it is an 8. I thought it was good. I thought there were some things. The main event was overbooked, in my opinion. There was way too much going on in the main event for me. Way too many people involved. Way too much chaos. I don't mind the outcome. I mean, I'm fine with Hangman
It's
ultimately
a
winning.
Texas
I just think
death
the
match.
whole match was way too much. So,
It's a
um,
Texas death match. What do you expect? What do you expect in a
um,
Texas death match?
I mean, between with Moxley involved, I don't. I mean, this is what I expect. That doesn't mean that I am necessarily happy to get what I expect, or that I necessarily am all in for, no pun intended, for what I know that they're going to give me. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying overall, it wasn't my favorite part of the show. I thought the show was too long, for one. I think, I mean, it was, I mean, it was so long that I did 4 hours and then had to leave, and it still went for another, what, hour and a half, 2 hours almost. So, um, that's too long. Plus a 2 hour, 0 hour. It's too long, Tony. It's too long. So, and no,
No,
please,
it
please, please,
wasn't. It
please,
was a
please,
Saturday.
don't do 2 nights. Do not turn it into 2 nights. I was watching Around the Point. Stephen Chase seems like, I guess you could turn it all. I wonder if Tony's thinking about turning it all into 2 nights. I
No.
about blew my stack and broke my computer. If we have another company that turns another pay-per-view into a 2-night pay-per-view, I'm going to freak the fuck out and stop watching wrestling. Like, it's too much. So, that being said, I thought it was too long.
I don't think AEW is looking into doing 2-night events just because logistically it doesn't work out for everything else Tony has to do, and for ROH, it just doesn't. Okay, hold on. Pause.
So this is what I won't handle. I will not take any Dustin Rhodes slander.
Hold
now,
on.
Don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
Go ahead, because you're a bigger Dustin Rhodes fan.
I understand that people have their issues with Dustin Rhodes. I get that. But the reality is that with Adam Cole going out the way he did, and what I thought was a poor time to give that promo. You're in the middle of your WrestleMania, and here comes Adam Cole essentially crying. I understand that it's emotional, it's heartfelt, it's great. At the same time, it brings the energy way down. It makes people way sad. So the energy for the match going into it is down. Everyone's depressed going into it because Adam Cole's now out and injured, had to just vacate the title, all but cry in the ring. So, and then you have the situation where Dustin wins, and it's great. I understand that maybe for AEW and the TNT title, where Tony wants it to be, as prestigious, all the titles to be equally prestigious, and Dustin Rhodes is a mid-card guy and always has been, and he's 60 years old, and all those things. He's not as good as Cody, and all the hyperbole around Dustin Rhodes. I get it. I understand all that, and maybe in some regards, storyline-wise, Dustin Rhodes isn't the best. For me, in Texas, in that situation, the audible to bring the crowd back up, I don't think there was anything better they could have done except put it on Dustin. He's only going to have it for a minute. He's going to lose it very quick to Kyle Fletcher, I'm sure. And in the meantime, you flip the whole thing around from the terrible Adam Cole sad down promo to a really good feeling of someone that, you're in Texas, you're in your hometown. This is something that wrestling, especially WWE, has been known to not do.
No.
It's been known to not do. So yeah, this is the right spot to do this. Who else are you going to put on there? You can put it on Kyle Fletcher, but it doesn't have the same feeling. You just have the same
No. This is we not gonna do comparing other companies. No. This old behind dude is the ROH Trios champion, the ROH tag team champions, and now he's the freaking TNT champion. So out of everyone, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the first crackhead emotionally in AEW to have 3 titles in their freaking company.
It's about time someone like Tony Khan comes along and recognizes the greatness that is Dustin Rhodes and gives him the flowers and the glory he deserves. He should have been having these championships 25 years ago, but no one recognized him like that.
Newsflash! It's not 25 years ago. You can't turn back freaking time. You is not freaking what's her name? You is not Cher. We cannot turn back time.
So you like Christian Cage? You're all in on Billy Gunn with the Acclaimed and the Scissor Meat, but this dude's too old. Dustin Rhodes is too old.
Newsflash! No.
News.
You know the difference? Let him have freaking title and bring it out. Billy Gunn had the trios.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay, let's pause.
Was Sting a tag team champion at 64 years old?
It's all behind.
Let's pause. I agree with ALW. And I am going to agree. I am going to agree with ALW. I will put both of you people out. I agree with ALW for the simple fact of Adam Cole gave a speech in which he said he might have to retire. You now have a belt that is tagged with the possibility of the person, the reign of the person who had it ended because they had a legitimate injury and they had to retire. You do not want that stigma of that belt and that situation to be on Kyle Fletcher, who is a future megastar, nor do you want it on Daniel Garcia, who is also a potential future megastar, which takes both of them off the plate. Those two had a great showing. Dustin also had a good showing. However, he played his part when it came to those two. Now, would you really want the TNT belt on Sammy again? Again?
I no. So y'all are
So
telling
hold
me
on, hold on, hold on. So we don't want it on Sammy. Dustin needs a feel good moment. It's his last big contract. It's his last big contract here. They're in Texas. They just had the natural disaster. And he is someone who can be a transitional champion without it being too much. And then you can put him back on ROH to continue to develop young talent. Do I think it is too much because he has tag belts and the trios belts? Yes. However, he is a transitional champion. I don't want Sammy Guevara as a champion on AEW. Therefore, I will take Dustin being a transitional champion because when Kyle Fletcher beats him, I know that Dustin is going to sell like hell. He might even ascend to heaven and have like a choir singing him as he goes. He might do backflips. You don't know what Dustin's going to bust out with. However, it is far better to have it be remembered that Adam Cole had to drop the belt and it came to Dustin. It wasn't supposed to happen. And then Dustin is a transitional champion. And then you have Kyle Fletcher, who beats the dog shit out that man and beats him so bad he has to go back to ROH. I can deal with that. Is it a lot because he has those belts? Yes. Would I have done it? No. If I am Tony, though, I'm looking for the guy that I can do that to, who will not lose anything, and who I do not have future mega plans for. If I'm looking at somebody who falls in all of that, it is going to be Dustin. And it's going to be something that when he loses, it's going to be, he going to get his ass whooped. But it's going to be entertaining and right. When it comes to being better than Cody, he is far better than Cody. He is the best Rhodes. However, again, I go back to Dustin being the right guy at the wrong time for multiple decades. So this is Tony semi righting the wrong and giving the right guy at the right moment that opportunity. It works out best for everyone because we have a transitional champion that can have maybe one or two defenses. And then when Cal beats the living shit out of that man, we won't feel as disturbed up for him beating the elderly. We still gonna be like, damn, you ain't have to do that. But it is gonna be less. Oh damn, Kyle, you didn't have to put him in. Oh damn, stop, Kyle. This is a big. It's gonna be well. He was a champion. He had a good run, and now Kyle beat his ass. So go, Kyle. That type of thing. They had to make a good. They had to make a bad situation good. They did the best they could do. For Tony, it really was the best bet. For Dustin, it really is the best bet because he's never had like that kind of dependency on him, and for him to have to be the quarterback in this situation, it means a lot. So feel how you want to feel. I'm just telling you from a person who had to sit back and reflect because I was feeling like you. I was like, what the fuck is this? He already has all these belts. He's already tagged all these people. What is this, Tony? What are you thinking? And then, duh. Who else? Who else can you depend on to deliver consistently banger matches that are sleeper hits a lot of the times? Then Dustin.
fine. I'm glad. I'm glad that your cooler head prevailed. Whatever. It really is though. Nobody. Nobody else could
Who
have felt
else?
it.
Who could have done it? That could be
Number one.
on.
So
Who
so
won't
side
lose?
note.
who could take the L when
So,
Kyle beats them and nobody gets buried.
okay, so side note. So is he from Texas or Atlanta? Because Cody Rhodes is from Atlanta.
Cody Rhodes was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. He moved to Atlanta later.
So where's Dustin born from? Is he from Texas or he just this is my adopted home?
No, Dustin and Dusty are from Texas. They moved. Charlotte, North Carolina was a stronghold for wrestling because of the airport, and you're near a bunch of really good wrestling towns like Winston-Salem, High Point, Greensboro. If you go down to the east, Little Washington was really good for Dusty for a long time. He made a lot of money down that way. Kinston, New Bern. North Carolina is a stronghold for wrestling. Get a lot of really good wrestlers out of the area. When the money got better and it became more lucrative for them to move to Atlanta, they moved to Atlanta. By that time, Dustin was a grown-ass man. Like, I don't think Cody ever lived with Dustin. Because there's Dustin's old enough to be Cody's dad.
All right. The
Rock was telling the truth. Okay. The Rock was telling the truth about that.
All right. I'll see y'all in 10 minutes. Bye.
10 color people minutes. I will say, for me, I wasn't expecting that match, but it was a really good match. All those performers shined. And I will remember that match for them shining. And I won't I'll remember the Adam Cole part, but I can carp that.
I mean, I think that Dustin
separate those.
I mean, I think Dustin winning was able to kind of turn around the tide from the Adam Cole promo. I mean, I understand why you do it, and I understand all that, and it's, at the same time, it does bring the crowd down, and that's not necessarily. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I do think Dustin winning does it superseded that, not superseded it, but it managed to flip it back into a good feeling. So the one thing I will say is, in no way, shape, or form should that match have been the main event, but the ending with him on their shoulders and everyone in the ring celebrating felt like the culmination, like the ending sequence of a normal pay-per-view. Like, this would be how a normal show would end on this kind of a moment. And then the show continued on, which is fine. I just had that kind of closing feeling with everyone in the ring, giving Dustin all the credit. You know what I mean? And so, in that regard, I thought that the whole thing was a little odd from the beginning, from the Cole promo, the whole very end, the decision, and then the whole little kind of celebration at the end.
Hold on. He's going to celebrate. This is probably his last, like, major singles belt. And like his first one. Let that man celebrate. Be glad he ain't start doing backflips. Because if it was me, I would have.
I don't have a problem with the celebration. I just felt that it felt like it was a climactic moment for the show, and yet it wasn't, which is fine. It just. So what else? What was your favorite match of the show?
My favorite match goes between the Women's Battle Royal, the Women's Casino Gauntlet, Mercedes and Toni Storm, and surprisingly, the main event. I feel like Omega Okada. I wish they had done that Forbidden Door. It fit in the show, but it didn't fit as much as I would like wanted it to. And I think that's just because I kind of knew with the Bucks losing, Okada was gonna win. So yeah, that was not my favorite thing. But I love the Texas Death Match. I love how, like, the defenders of AEW came out and helped Hangman restore the feeling, like Moxley said he was gonna do when he first became champ again. He said, "I'm gonna restore the feeling," and what happened? Feeling restored. The casino battle royal was so good, like from Harley Cameron popping up, and yeah, to just everybody coming out. I didn't know who was gonna win. I maintained Nina should have won because Nina was clearly tapping out somebody before Athena came out. Then Athena comes out and beats Nina. And it's like, well, that sets up a program because she hadn't won, then you beat her. But then Mercedes and Tony, to me, if I had to pick just one match of the night, it would be Mercedes and Tony. Because that match was so good. It was so good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I thought that was my match of the night as well. Um, Mercedes and Tony Storm killed it. I'm happy that Tony got the win just because of kind of what we talked about just the too much consolidation around the titles. Even though Mercedes is more than talented enough to deserve to be, to hold both those belts, it's too consolidated to have one woman with both belts. And on top of it, she has the 6 other belts or 5 other belts. So I mean, it's at some point it's almost too much. So I get it, and the reality is that as great as Mercedes Moné is, Tony Storm right now, maybe, I mean, not the best rest. She might be the best woman going just anywhere at the moment. But between the character, the timeless Tony Storm character might be the best thing going in women's wrestling anywhere at the moment. So now, to be fair, I don't watch a lot of the TNA Knockouts division, or any of it at the moment. Because of certain people, and I stopped watching, WWE. So really, I don't have a whole lot necessarily engaged on at the moment per se. But at the same time, Tony Storm is in her bag at the moment. So this match, I thought they killed it. I thought everything came off perfect. I like Tony Storm getting the win. Omega and Okada. Well, we know what I think about Okada, so I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm going to say something though. I'm going to not backtrack. I'm going to reclassify a little bit of my previous statement. After kind of being taken to task a little by you, I did go back and watch probably 15 or 20 AEW Okada matches over the last year or two. And you're right. I think I was wrong in my previous assessment. Now, here's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say I was wrong. What I'm going to say is, I don't know. From my opinion, it looks like either it's a lack of effort or he's just slow. I think I've chalked it up to being more that he's just slow. I think it feels like it is when Randy Orton's in the ring. It's very methodical. It's very slow. It's very planned out. There's not a whole lot of what I would call excess energy being expended other than in the moment when they have to look great to whatever. And that's fine. There's a lot of guys that do that. That's just not the style of wrestling I like. So I want to take back what I said about the man's effort because I don't know. I'm not him. So I don't want to say he doesn't give effort. Maybe he's always giving 100% effort. I'm just not a fan of that slow, methodical work at a very, that's just not my style of wrestling. So in that regard, I'm just going to say, we know how I feel about Okada. I love Omega. This match, I felt like you could see the miles on both men. When I watch Okada Omega from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever it was the last time and the time before that, you can see the difference. Neither of the Okada looks 40 now. Omega looks like he's getting closer to 40. They're moving much slower. The stuff that they do doesn't quite have the same whatever, and it just didn't hit on the same level as their previous matches that I've watched have. And I didn't watch them at the time because at the time I wasn't really watching that stuff like New Japan, but I've gone back and watched them since. And I just think that you could tell that there's a lot of miles on both men. That being said, I thought the match was fine. I just didn't think it was as good as, say, Omega versus Ospreay from earlier in the year, or some of the other Omega matches that he's had, or even maybe some of the other Okada matches that they've had that he's had over the time that he's been in AEW. So, I was expecting a little bit more from that. The main event, I'm glad the belt is off Jon Moxley. I don't have any problem with Hangman Page being AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I feel like the guy has, you know, as best I know, has paid his dues. He's been there. He's been doing it. He's been putting in the work. He had it. He lost it. He went basically all the way down to the bottom, but he had to earn or, fight his way back up through, a gut wrenching feud with Swerve and several other things that have definitely, um, been very difficult for him to work through as his kayfabe, character. So, and this concept of, you know, Adam Page being the heart and soul of AEW. That seems to be a theme that people like and have glommed onto. I'm not a big fan of it. Just, I'm not a fan of that in general for anybody. Um, I just think it's a lot of pressure. I think it's unfair. It takes away from a lot of hard work from a lot of people. For whatever reason, it feels like it implies that he's given more or he's sacrificed more or any of that than somebody else has. And I think that's a little unfair. Maybe that's just maybe it's not a right interpretation, but that's how it feels to me when they say that. So, I have a problem with that as I would with anybody. But in that regard, if that's your mindset, if that's Tony's mindset, then, the belt is on the right person at this moment in time. As much as I think Tony Khan likes, Hangman Page, and I think that they're happy that he's champion, the wrestling world AEW fans. I still feel like he's holding that belt until Swerve wants it back again. And I still feel like at this point, right now, Swerve is really that guy for the moment until Ospreay decides he's ready to really be that guy. And obviously, him and Swerve now won their match, so they don't have to not compete for the world championship for a minute. So we'll see if Ospreay makes his, sticks his neck into that actual title, to the title, whatever's going on, and if that happens, then we'll have to talk again. But at the moment, I still feel like he's holding that belt to a certain extent for Swerve. But I don't know. I mean, the whole thing for me, I get Texas Deathmatch. I get it. You're bound to have whatever. Jon Moxley has been living off of, these people helping him. That he's been, able to retain this title because of the Death Riders. So it makes perfect sense that Marina Shafir is involved in the first 2 seconds of this match, and that every single person that's ever been involved in this feud gets involved again. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see Bryan Danielson back. I thought that was great. That was the best part of it for me. Well, that and getting to see Jon Moxley kind of hung over the top rope, that was kind of cool too. But which I thought he sold really well. I thought Moxley sold the choke at the end really well. The finish I thought came off really, really well. We've seen it twice now from Hangman Page, and I like it. I kind of like that maybe this is his signature death match kind of finisher with the chain, and I like it. It's a pretty intense looking thing, and Moxley did a really good job of selling it. Happy Danielson's back. I already have some issues when it comes to multi-person matches in general because I think it's hard in a lot of respects to follow. I think you lose a lot because the cameras don't catch everything, so you miss a lot. And in this situation where you have so many run-ins and so much going on, I just get kind of over convoluted, and it feels like an attempt to get as many people on TV as you can, and that feels, like okay, it is what it is. So I mean, again, the right guy won for all intents and purposes. He's not really my right guy, but he's the feel good guy. I'm glad the belt is off of Moxley. And the match was fine for what it was. I mean, for a Texas Death Match, it was bloody. There was a lot of good spots. The spot where towards the end, where he slammed him back first onto that board of nails, that was insane. Marina Shafir going through the tables with Mox or with whatchamacallit was insane. So yeah, I mean there was a lot of good spots. I just felt like it was a lot. There was a lot. And it was what, 50 minutes? I mean, that thing was like 45, 50 minutes from beginning to end. That's a lot for being an event spot. And I get it. It's a Texas Death Match. You got to have time to let everybody run in and be involved. But, that's a long time when your show's already over 6 hours, right? I mean, like, I don't know.
All
So
right, haters to the side. Move. Bye. This was perfect because yes, there's a lot of run-ins, but the run-ins made sense. They were a part of this Death Rider story. That yes, we had a lot of hiccups, but the main story was trying to get AEW back on track. And it's like this is the quintessential. We're going to get back on track with AEW. So that run-in with Daniel Bryan. I'm sorry, Brian Danielson. I'm like, I Darby coming from Mount Everest, basically, his little thing. That was brilliant. And listen, Marina Shafir is the MVP of this. She was a true believer to the end when that last little count out, and she was just looking like, what? She was looking at Moxley, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Moxley's like, just stick with me. Yes, Princess Ruby. He's like, give me the chain. And so she's like, okay. She was a true believer, watching her whole cult crumble before her. I loved her. Her flicking her. I like. We can't do a mixed match. But I low key just want to see her as Hangman and Pin and Prince. Like she was straight up. I can't stand this dude flicking him off before the Young Bucks got there. It was all. It was she brightened my day with her presence in this match and just the ending. Like it wasn't the first time. It was like I laugh because it's like when will you ever see win by death, basically? Like he like that whole choking and he's just strangling and like he's like I just like oh my god, it's like just Hangman yelling. It was perfect. I'm not sure what ALW is talking about. It was perfect.
I mean, you could have a mix. You could have an intergender match, but it would have to be on pay per view. It could be on regular TV. And I think they've done that before with Willow and Swerve and Mox and Marina.
Yeah, that was on regular TV, and I love that match.
Like the interplay of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shout out to Prince Nana for being on his scammer shit and put his handcuffs on. And then hitting them with the like and cinematically how they cut out to like they did that wide shot and you just see Swerve knocking the Young Bucks with that chain. That match was just everything. I mean, the reaction we had when it was just like, is nobody gonna save Osprey? Nobody gonna save Osprey? What?
Right?
Where are you? No! And just yeah.
Like we know Heyman people off, but Osprey, he's been pretty good. Like he hasn't pissed anybody else than the Callis family, and they're not out here.
So yeah.
What was your match of the night?
That was really good.
So how we went through the whole card?
No, I didn't think we were
We're not going through the whole
We were
card.
just talking about the high points and whatever, anything you wanted to kind of talk about.
There is a match we do need to talk about before we leave. But I'll give you my.
Talk about it.
You really don't know, Mr. So we don't have predictions champions just yet. But yeah, it was me and ALW tie. And this hater over here, the biggest Okada hater ever, wanted to.
We did talk about it. We did talk about that. And he had to take back some of his words because he realized, and I want to say this, ALW. It takes a lot to be that methodical, not because necessarily of injuries, but because of character rehabilitation. Before I let Anika speak her speech about winning, you have to remember, American audiences' first introduction to Okada was a very stereotypical Japanese caricature because of TNA. He was not meant to do that, but TNA screwed him over so bad it took New Japan years to rebuild him.
Yeah.
So there's a method to his madness. Now, Nika, speak your speech.
Love
Speak your
wins.
speech.
Hate will never win. That is just a speech right here. You can't get like ALW is a hater, and haters never win. I'm just that's all I that's the whole speech. That's the whole speech. When the lights are bright, champions come and they freaking pause. Champions are here. Champions will come and show up and show out. And Okada, every pay-per-view, show up and show out. Our new unified champion, Okada. This reign is going to be so hilariously fantastic. Thank you, mwah, Okada. Make it rain in the club. Or make it rain in the club. That's it. I'll stay here as long as I'll stay here as long as you want. Here you go.
I just wanted to put that there. Haters do win when it's Jamie. Um. So yeah, congratulations, y'all. I did not take these predictions I never take these predictions seriously. By the way, so if I lose, I don't be trying to win because I just am so excited to have such good wrestling. AEW, ALW, you fuck me up with your name because there's an L and an E and it fucks me up. AEW has really been cooking this year in particular with their pay-per-views. I dislike when they're super long on a Sunday and then I stay up for the media scrum on those nights. But I don't mind when it's a Saturday because it doesn't seem as long to me because I have the next day to kind of nap.
Really quick aside. You cannot clown anyone who gets Sunday and Saturday mixed up. When Mercedes said this Sunday, this Saturday, they flip flop so many times. That is not a you effed up. They switch days. So y'all really can't be like, oh, I'm like, no, I don't remember either. And I know I'm not like they flip flop, so you really can't be. That's not really an old moment. We just got. Can we please stay on one day for consistently 6 months, please? That's it.
So you can act like it's easy to do
be
live too, like to get out there and remember all that stuff and all those things like live in the moment. Like any of them could do it without making a
I'm
mistake.
saying this weekend, I'm whooping your butt.
So it used to be on Sundays when we would have a long weekend. I don't know if anybody noticed, but they would have the 4 pay-per-views because at the time it was only 4, but it would be during weekends where it was a long weekend. Then people started wanting more pay-per-views, which cool. But then WWE started booking the arenas that they wanted for Saturdays. Now, knowing that WWE is going to kind of program them regardless, you see where you go. Me personally, I think WWE fucked up.
Their pettiness will bite them in the butt. Their pettiness is going to bite them in the butt. Thank God women don't it's something about, no offense, it's something about women just like, screw this, we're not gonna go down because you stupid. But if it was like you see the difference? Saturday night main event. One person went down, everybody went down. Women's Evolution. Oh, screw all y'all. This is gonna be the best premium live event that he has put on this year. Period.
I don't get it. I really don't. I think it was ridiculous to. I just don't get it.
Your petty can't run your company. It can be a driving force for like a little bit, but it can't run your company.
It shouldn't run your
Which
company.
is also facts. But yeah.
But given how WWE does things, that's just unfortunately how they do things, and it makes them look so sad. Funny, let's say.
That
Yes.
Oh, super happy Juice Robinson came back. Seeing the behind the scenes with him coming back and the promo he cut. The promo he cut is giving very Jay White light, and I am here for it because if we get a serious Juice Robinson and if we get a serious Bang Bang Gang, they might be
I'm
unstoppable, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm glad they're all back together. 'Cause like when the guns were out and they came back, and it's like, hold up, we're not Bang Bang Gang anymore. Like no offense, but we have not run that course yet. We there is still so much more this group has to offer. So I'm very glad they're back, and hopefully this time is full force. Pause.
What
Oh,
about?
we didn't
Go ahead.
discuss
I
this.
was going to talk about Nick Wayne turning on Christian
We
Cage.
did not discuss the. That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say. I didn't. I didn't see. I did not see Nick Wayne turning on
at
Christian.
least now.
Like looking back at the signs, it was
Yeah.
there.
No,
I just. I thought Christian was gonna turn on him.
like there is still meat on the bone because it looks like we all assume, okay, Christian and Nick Wayne versus FTR. Okay, cool. At least a month or two. Like, no, we're just gonna bypass that we're just gonna bypass that all of that. Oh, okay, sure. Like we could have done at least one match before we blew it up. Again, I think we all knew it was gonna get blown up. We just didn't think it was gonna be like now.
You know what? All the reports about Christian wanting to finish up with the patriarchy before he started tag team with Cope should have been the sign. Looking at it now, that should have been the sign because this all in is typically where they wrap things up for a majority of the storyline
Mm.
and they begin new ones.
This is true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked a lot about vortexes, and I don't want to say that there's a Christian Cage vortex because I don't think that there is, but I do think that Nick Wayne, even though he's had success as a member of the patriarchy, I do think it will be good for him to step out and be kind of hopefully be more of his own man at this point. I mean, we'll see how much his mom's going to pull his strings or what the patriarchy is going to look like. Well, it's not going to be probably called the patriarchy anymore, but what is it going to look like after it's all said and done? Exactly what's going to happen with him. But I think he's probably done enough now where he could step away from Christian and probably hold his own. I mean, I think he was fine before. I mean, I don't know that he even needed Christian. That being said, the patriarchy's been one of the greatest things going on. So,
Oh yeah.
in that regard, I'm going to be disappointed to kind of see the end of Father Christian. But I'm also from the beginning that both of them, from the minute that Christian came to AEW, I said, "Where's Edge? I need Edge and Christian again." And so, we're going to get that at this point. So I'm happy about that. And we'll
So
see where it ends up. But
in my brain, like we're definitely gonna get it right. But I want Christian to still be a heel. I want him to still be a douche and have Adam Copeland just apologize for him. He's like, no, he's like, stop it. I'm not sorry. That's just gonna be so hilarious to so many degrees of hilarity. And Father Christian's still here. He's just, he's not Nick Wayne's father anymore. You got this own. It's fine.
It's gonna be the instead of the patriarchy, it's gonna be the patricide. And he's gonna get Luchasaurus. It's gonna be him, Luchasaurus, Kip Sabian, and Mother Wayne.
Weird because I really don't care, but where's Jack Perry?
So
You should care.
What?
there is conflicting report. She said you can care. No, you didn't hear her.
I didn't hear. I heard care, but I didn't hear what you said before that.
I said you should care.
I should care.
What are the conflicting reports, Anika?
Well, I heard that he was back. Like, I'm not sure if it was all in, but he's been backstage at AEW. So I guess maybe they're trying to feel a way of how to get him back. But yes, there's definitely room for him as well to get back on the train. Let's go.
And is Luchasaurus recovered?
I've heard he was cleared.
Nice, yay!
To which I say you can either put Jurassic Express back together, or if you don't want to do that, you could put Luchasaurus with someone else, and then you have Jack Perry being like, well, I was off winning and getting hurt. You guys were losing the control of the company.
Just shaking my head. Just.
And then flip on them like Okada is. And make sure the elite is broken up in that current iteration. And we keep moving on.
I like it. I was gonna say I was like kind of anticipating him helping the Young Bucks beat Osprey and Word. So like not here, not we wanted to lose the EVP. Oh, boo. Okay, fine. It's that would have been the perfect time to get Jack Perry back.
It makes perfect sense for them to lose EVP, just because how many people were whining and complaining about it still. So now they actually on screen have a separation, so they can actually wrestle the rest of their contract out and not have to necessarily be worried about the whole EVP thing on camera.
I'm gonna miss Founding Fathers though. I'm gonna miss the Founding Fathers.
Oh, they don't have to drop Founding Fathers. It's just they won't be able to command people as much as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take the Founding Fathers thing away from them.
But no, I thought they were gonna win. I kind of wish they would win. It's fine though.
So you want Swerve and Osprey to be in the Codyverse?
I don't.
Oh yeah. To the people who keep wanting Cody to come back to AEW, please stop. Cody is happy and he is much better in WWE, where he can be Days of Our Lives if he wants to.
So to them, I'll say, how stuff unfolded. It is kind of like, no matter what, he's gonna go to WWE. That was gonna be the mission statement all along. But how it happened, where Phil came into view and you basically gave him more money than Cody, that was kind of like, all right, like that it shouldn't have happened that way. We'll just say that. But everything in its place.
I don't think the money was it. I don't think the money was it for Cody. I think Cody was always intending to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
And I think he thought AEW was going to go through that period of time, which they did, where their stock was down. So he wanted to get while the getting was good. And he took who he thought was the prime parts of AEW. Wondering how that's going for them in the long term. But yeah. I definitely think he gets a percentage of their contracts. 360 deals, bruh. 360s.
Anything else you want to say, Anika, about AEW All In 2025?
Yay, Athena. Oh gosh, I won the one-on-one match, but you winning is so deliciously well, because baby, you are on the main roster, and it's gonna be Athena versus Toni Storm, and my my face is just so hurt her from cheating because that dang God, I'm so excited about that. I'm so freaking excited about that. Ah. But no, this was a great show. This was a very, very great show. And I can't wait for Dynamite because as CM said, this is their restart. So what's gonna happen? Who's gonna go against? Like, are we gonna go straight into these rivalries, or is someone else gonna just pop up and give us a little something before we get the main events of all this stuff, good stuff? I'm excited. New beginnings are always exciting. They are.
Do you have anything you want to say? Final note on the show?
No, I'm sleepy.
All right. Here's my final note. Y'all need to learn. I understand nothing happened. One time is more than enough. Stop bringing people down from the rafters in a harness. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done. CM, you want to take us out?
It's Darby.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just.
We're not going to end this with that. We're not going to end this with that.
Being real and being honest, if it's anybody else, it's Darby.
Yeah.
I don't think the man got hit by a bus. Literally, he got hit by a bus. I don't think there's. He got Final Destination,
In the words of TNA, he's hard to kill.
I would not want to be around Darby Allin because I think I would be the one to go before him. So I'm comfortable saying it's a little bit different because it's Darby. I also comfortable saying I would not be around Darby Allin, but that's just me. Okay. So this has been the Cookout. We are live here starting around 10:30 most Tuesdays. I didn't even want to say every Tuesday. Most Tuesdays for you guys. You can also hear us everywhere podcasts are streamed. Whenever Dolores has a minute and has recovered from WWE coma to put us up, it's everywhere you want to be, and more. We are also live, and by we, I mean Sammy and Anika are also live most Fridays for Friday Night Fights, where they watch WWE SmackDown. On Saturdays at around 10 a.m. Eastern.
Exactly.
All right. On most Saturdays around 10 a.m. Eastern, they have Everybody But Me is live for shit, I forgot the name of the show.
The winners.
Anika Circle. Because she is
the winner circle.
Winner Circle, where they talk about AEW, and talk about Dynamite and Collision. And catch up on all those things. And they go for like 11 hours. And yeah, we be tired. I be tired watching them. But I get a lot of stuff done while watching them. Yeah. Otherwise, catch us on all the social medias that you can. If Dolores is going live, and she did drop her stream link earlier in the messages in the stream, so please check her out. We are on just about everything there is. If Dolores is going live and we're not live, somebody's usually hanging out in her chat, talking to her. If YouTube likes them, YouTube doesn't like me, so I don't get to catch her streams until afterwards because I don't get a notification. And Dolores, I literally have gone. I've gone to your page when you have been live, and YouTube is like, no, she's not live, and I think YouTube doesn't like me. Yeah, I think they don't want me shit talking. Okada is definitely not hanging out with the Young Bucks because Okada is a winner and they are losers. He is too cool. In the words of Mean Girls, there are the cool Asians, and then there's everyone else. But yeah. So until next time, I will be here probably next Friday. Not next Friday. Next Tuesday with you guys on live. Until then.
Yes.
Bye.